Hi, my name is Stewart. I'm from Toronto and I'm into the leather scene.
Hi, my name is Henrique and I am an artist from Brazil who lives in Toronto. I got into the leather scene, going to sex parties and interacting with friends that also like it.
Yes.
Yeah, they're great.
Yes.
No, thank you.
Yep.
No.
Open to it, never tried it. Leather jockstrap.
I got a harness and a jockstrap to go to a sex party.
Jockstrap, PVC, chain
Somebody who makes you feel safe, somebody who can kind of show you things, teach you things, be a role model in some sense, but also, make you feel like he's your daddy.
If someone lick my armpits or someone sit on my face, it's like a turn on.
Chest hair.
I remember at the beginning I was a little worried and shy to go, but I went with a friend. So I went online and I bought a harness. In the moment that I was there, I felt it was my place and everybody was talking and interacting.
How I first got into leather was I went to an event called Claw and I went by myself. And so I was enticed about the whole experience. Went in there, saw the leather community, saw the kink community, saw many different types of people, and I was pretty hooked on the energy and the vibe that I was getting. I was nervous about going for the first time by myself, but was welcomed in, and that kind of what inspired me to learn more about the leather community.
So my first experience in the leather community was seeing friends who were already involved in the community. I found intrigue in that. I did a lot of sex work and I was presented with opportunities to try things out and to see other people's kinks.
I don't think you need gears to be part of the community. I don't think you can have gears, but you don't need to buy expensive things. You can make yourself things too, and buy elastic and things like that, simple things. But when you are in the middle of the community, you don't need to be wearing everything all the time.
I believe it's not that important, especially when you're starting out. I think you're still trying to observe and figure out what excites you about leather or the kink community. For me, I started getting stuff off cheap sites like AliExpress and seeing different ways where I can find jock straps or stuff to feel like part of the community.
I've had a lot of different opportunities to explore my genderness and queerness. I have always played around with fashion and gender play. I had an experience in cross-dressing for a long time, cross-dressing in sex work. That gave me a lot of freedom behind closed doors to really play around with my gender and see what I liked and what I didn't like. I'm sure a lot of other colored people can relate that it wasn't particularly, especially in the last 10 years for me, the easiest thing. I kind of had to really force myself into spaces, and even then I wasn't always accepted. Luckily for me, I had found the confidence, but I do think that there can be a bit of gatekeeping when it does come to that. And there is a certain archetype of person that we generally are geared towards, and sometimes I feel that we need to kind of break that and, open more space for different people, different sizes, different races, different sexualities.
For me, a good sexual health is knowing your lifestyle, knowing how many sexual partners you have, knowing if you're frequent, that you should be getting tested all the time. You should be in tune with your doctor to know what the next step is. Other ways like taking PrEP, asking your doctor about other options that can help you take care of yourself.
When it comes to sexual health, I have to be on top of it. I am a sex worker. I am often tested. I have a family doctor that I share with my partner. We often go when we have any questions or need to update them on our life and our sexual health and our mental health, because sometimes those two, go hand in hand.
I like to get tested once every 2 months, something like that. And I go normally just to a clinic to get tested for STI, but once a year I get tested a checkup for my whole body. Sometimes I go to the specialist, the infectologist, and sometimes I go to the free clinic. That is this clinic in Gerard and Church. But like also like my partners take PrEP, I take PrEP and things like that.
Undetectable means untransmittable. If you're on treatment and have an undetectable viral load, you can't pass on HIV.
I talked to my doctor about kink. I believe it's one of the best things that you can do. Luckily, my doctor is gay, so he understands the lifestyle a bit more. And I feel like it's important because you need to take care of yourself, and they will definitely help you and guide you in the right direction.
When I go to a place where everybody's open to experience like sexually, I try not to to feel the vibe of the person first and not like touch the person, touch some parts of the person because I don't want to invade the person's space or their body. So I try to feel the vibe and talk a little bit before, and I have seen people in certain parts like arriving and like just touching the penis of someone and that person didn't like, so it was disrespectful and weird, so I try to not do this kind of things.
Anyone who knows me knows that I am quite an open person, and that you will hear of all my adventures and all my tales, and I'm an open book. I lived for shock value for a long time and liked to be different, so for me it was almost like a security blanket that if I spoke about everything that I did behind closed doors, no one could hold that against me. Being open and being transparent was very freeing and let me explore myself without feeling judgment from my peers or judgment from myself.
With my partners, I like to talk a lot, and if like I go get like an STI test and I have something I like to tell everybody, and we kind of tell everybody too, just to keep everybody healthy. And yeah, we always like check each other, not about like STIs, but if everybody's like feeling good or something's happening about like, I don't know, depression or about self-esteem. So we talk a lot about this stuff. PrEP is a great way to prevent an HIV infection. If you're not on it, check ontarioprep.ca.
The only way to know if you have an STI is to get tested. If you have sex regularly, you should get tested. You gotta swab the throat and the butt. Oops.